Well, good evening. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my picks for the top couples in One Piece, an anime that has had a long run. So sit back, relax, grab a bottle of wine, and let's match up these perfect couples. Alright, well, as I said in my intro, I am matching up those people in One Piece I think would make the perfect couples. Now, there are a few rules I'm going to be abiding by with this list. The first rule is this: I will not use more than the same character but once. Each character will be matched up with who I think their perfect person should be. Also, I will only be sticking to male and female couples. If that bothers you, then this is not the list for you, and I highly suggest you click off now. Those are my two rules. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the honorable mentions first. Now, these honorable mentions, the reason why they did not make my list is because they're either confirmed already or damn near. They're practically a couple already. So coming in for our first honorable mention is Shanks and Makino. Although nothing has actually been said, there is speculation amongst fans that the kid, the baby, that Makino is holding in Film Red might be hers and Shanks. I guess only time will tell if Oda will actually ever reveal that. For our next honorable mention, that goes to Mihawk and Perona. Now, after Thriller Bark, Perona kind of disappeared, and after the East Blue, we really didn't see much of Mihawk either. But when Zoro was teleported away by Kuma, he found them alone on an island, together. They share a similar affinity for the gothic lifestyle. So I believe they are a perfect match. In fact, I'd honestly say they're already a match. Again, only time will tell if Oda actually reveals this. Coming in at number 3 of our honorable mentions is Sanji and Pudding. I believe that the whole cake arc, by the way, there will be spoilers if you haven't figured that out already. But I believe the whole cake arc basically told us where Sanji's heart will lie after the One Piece is found. That she is the person he will return to. Of course, I fear for this couple. Reason why is because if they actually do become an item, they could very well die on their honeymoon. The first night they see each other, undress for the first time, the poor maid that comes in the next morning will have quite a bloody mess to clean up. I feel their heads will explode. But I do believe that Sanji and Pudding would make a perfect couple. And I believe that coupling has already been confirmed by Oda. As well as our number 2, So moving on to that, we have Usopp and Kaya. Now I'm pretty sure everyone already knew that Usopp was definitely interested in Kaya, and the live action made it even clearer. That is a flame I don't believe any other woman could fan out of Usopp's heart. And should Usopp survive his journeys across the sea with Luffy, I believe he will return to her one day. And our final honorable mention goes to a couple that has already been speculated by fans and all but nearly confirmed by Oda. But there are some who hold out, and that couple is Smoker and Hina. They have been seen many times on manga covers together. I don't read the mangas, so this is more hearsay from other sources. But they have been seen together. They work together in the anime. And they will probably be working together in the next season of the live action. Will we see a budding romance between these two? We don't know yet. But it'll be interesting to find out. There is a manga cover where Smoker can be seen holding several shopping bags of Hina's. Is this proof that they are indeed a couple? You be the judge. But that wraps up our honorable mentions. Those are all the ones that did not quite make the list because they are all but basically confirmed. So, let's move on to the actual list. Coming in at number 10. Big Mom and Kaido. Now, this is just for fun, but I believe these two would make a perfect match. First off, Kaido is physically probably the only person big enough and strong enough to handle himself with Big Mom. Also, they have a history together. Dark history which could bring out feelings. Of course, this is just a fun speculated coupling, but it would be interesting. Moving on to number 9. Another fun, interesting coupling. Queen and Queen. Looking at these two characters together, they look like they would be the perfect match for each other. Other than that, I really had nothing else to base this on, except for both characters share a name that sounds very similar to each other. What do you think? Would they be a good match? I think they would. But enough fun and games now. Let's get a little bit serious on this talk. As we move on to number 8. Chopper and Milky. Yes, Chopper has had an interest in Milky since Zoe. And I believe that being there's not many others of Chopper's kind, this is really his only option. I believe that when the story is done, he will return to Zoe and work with her, romance her. Moving on to number 7. We have Law and Robin. The two are a very serious couple, and although they do not share a lot of time together, they have not had a lot of time to build that relationship yet. I am hopeful that that time will come. Now I know Robin is usually fated for Frankie. I too believed that at one point. But I believe Robin will want something serious in her life. She will want the father of her children to be serious. Now, moving on to number 6. And this one is a pure speculation. I'm actually shocked that no one else had thought of this pairing before. But number 6 goes to Yamato and Momonosuke, those two crazy kids from Wano. One, the daughter of the main villain. One, the lost son of the ruler of the land. And who knows more about his father than Yamato? And Yamato has a deep-seated need to protect Momonosuke. I believe that should she drop her desire to be Kozuki Oden, that she would fall deeply in love with Momonosuke and want to be herself Yamato, embracing her womanhood, which has only, as far as I can remember, been broken one time in the anime when she spent time with Ace. She went by Yamato, called herself a woman, let her guard of this idea of being Kozuki Oden. Now I know a lot of people out there try to claim that Yamato is trans. This is a farce, I assure you, because she doesn't want to just be a man. She doesn't want to change her body. She just wants to play the role of Kozuki Oden, a certain man, a certain person. And she's not going out of her way to change her body to be Kozuki Oden. Just modeling her behavior after him. And I feel should she drop this, then she will find her perfect mate with none other than the son of Kozuki Oden, Momonosuke. And I'm pretty sure that they may even name their first child Kozuki Oden. But enough about them. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with this? As we move on to number 5. Now this one's tough, because it was kind of hinted in the anime. I don't read the manga. But number 5 goes to Sabo and Koala. Now I believe these two are a fated match for each other. They work very closely together, and she worries a lot about him during the Dressrosa arc. So I believe that they are fated to be together, if they are already not a couple. Now let's move on to number 4. Zoro and Tashigi. Now Zoro, when he first saw Tashigi, he believed her to be his childhood friend, or she looked exactly like his childhood friend who tragically died. And I believe that had his friend not died, the two would have formed a romance over the years. And I have a feeling that something big, something huge come about Shigi's past, whether she is somehow related to Zoro's childhood friend, or some other interesting thing that we could find. Maybe she could even be her. Maybe she never really died. We don't know. That will depend on what Oda wants to do. But now we move on to our number 3. And at number 3, I went with a fan suggestion here of Vivi and Koza from the Alabasta arc. Now these two had known each other since childhood. They had a strong friendship growing up. And in Vivi's absence, Koza led a rebellion against Crocodile and the Baroque works to try to save the land. And she stayed behind to help instead of joining the Straw Hat crew. And I believe that this is a big hint that once Luffy finds his One Piece and becomes the king of the pirates, that she and Koza will indeed marry and return Alabasta to its former glory. Moving on to number 2. At number 2, we have Buggy and Alvida. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alvida, she was the big girl from the very first episode, from the very beginning of One Piece. Why would Buggy be interested in her? I don't know how far you've made it, but if you've gotten to Logtown, Alvida went through a big transformation when she ate a devil fruit, and now she is very attractive, and she has stayed at Buggy's side since then. Although we don't really see her at Buggy's side all the time, she is with his crew. She is watching his ship. I feel like these two are already a couple. But I will let you, the viewers, be the deciders of that. Now we move on to the number 1. And at number 1, I'm pretty sure you already saw this coming. We have Luffy and Nami. Now I know, for those die-hard fans out there, that Oda has said in the past he would not ship the crew together, which is why I did not ship Robin with Frankie. But I believe Oda has already laid all the groundwork. If you think about Nami as the beautiful woman she is, she didn't trust anyone. And the first time she trusted anyone outside of her family, who was that one person that she could trust, who opened her heart? It was Luffy. And he has proven himself time and time again. So much to the point that even under the pain of death in Wano, Nami would not lie. Nami would not back down. She stood proud and faced her death by claiming Luffy would become king of the pirates. And I believe this change in Nami has stemmed from the long relationship that the two of them have formed over the course of all the episodes, all the chapters. And I believe that at some point, Oda changed his mind about putting crew members together. And he has been slipping us this information, and I'm not the only one. There are many others out there who believe that this is what Oda's been hinting at. Of all the characters to ever wear a crown that was fit for a queen, it was Nami. And she has been on more covers with Luffy than anyone else. They have even had many solo covers where it's just the two of them. So I believe that the Queen of the Pirates will be none other than Nami. I think it will become one of the best moments in One Piece history when Nami reveals her feelings to Luffy. I believe that will become the greatest moment in all of One Piece history. And as I said before, Oda has already laid the groundwork for such a budding romance. For such a unique and interesting storyline. It began from the very first moment when the two locked eyes until the time when the two finally kiss. When will that be? How will that be? My speculation is that Nami will slip and reveal her feelings to Luffy, telling him to shut up because she loves him. And then she will kiss him with a mad passion of 1,000 suns. And that will give Luffy the courage he needs to do whatever it is he's trying to do at the time. Perhaps it will be before the fight with Blackbeard. Who knows? But I digress. So, that is my list. As I said, I did not use the same person more than once, and I did not use anything other than male and female couples. What do you think of this list? Who would you match up together? Let me know down in the comments below. And I hope you have had a wonderful and great Valentine's Day. And if you did not have a Valentine's Day with a special someone, I hope you did something that you love to fill that space in your heart with love and compassion. And if you still have time for the day to do that, then spend it doing something you love. But my time is up, and I have to go. So until next year, when maybe I'll do this again with some other show or series, I wish you all the best. Happy Valentine's Day. Ciao.